friends, how's it going? My name is Gabby. Welcome back to my channel, and today we're going to be doing another book shopping vlog with my mom. So I asked my mom to join me today, and we're going to be going on a little adventure. If you're new to my channel, I've done these book shopping vlogs with my mom a few different times before. I'll have the previous times linked down below. But basically, these book shopping vlogs are really fun because there are so many bookstores in the state of Washington that I've never been to before. And I've kind of made it a goal for myself ever since the year of 2021 to try and visit as many of the bookstores in Washington as I can. And so today we're going to be visiting this one that I've never been to before. However, before we do go to that bookstore, I am also going to make a stop at this one Half Price Books. That's actually the closest one to me, but it's over an hour and a half away. And at that Half Price Books, I'm going to be dropping off a bunch of different books from my last unhaul that you saw. And then hopefully I'll even be able to find some books at this Half Price Books. And then after that, me and my mom are going to be going down to this bookstore called Third Place Books. And this one that we're going to is in Lake Forest Park, which is like just north of Seattle. It's probably like 20 minutes north of Seattle. I've actually never been to Lake Forest Park, just like the town in general. I've never been there before. And I've never been to this bookstore either, but this bookstore is actually really well known in Washington because I guess they host a ton of like author events there. Like typically if an author is going to be hosting like a huge event, like a Q&A or a signing or something in Seattle, then Third Place Books is typically where like an author will go for some kind of event like this. And I've seen pictures on Google Maps and like this bookstore looks absolutely huge. It looks like it's going to be a really cool bookstore to check out. So I'm so excited to go today and bring you along with me while I go there for the first time. First, we're gonna go pick up my mom and then we're gonna head down south. we just got out of the half price books and I dropped off like literally so many books, like bags worth.
Yeah, it was pretty intense.
Yeah, but luckily we got in there just in time because there was nobody ahead of me, so like it wasn't too long of a wait. It was only like maybe 25-30 minutes for them to go through everything, which is really cool. I think Half Price Books is such a great place if you have one nearby. I mean, it kind of sucks that the closest one to us is about an hour-and-a-half drive, but it was really nice in there and the lady was so nice at the counter.
Really
like she was such a sweetheart. Yeah, she was so cool. I was able to get a few things as well. I'm gonna save my book haul for like the end of this video to show you everything that I got, but I got 2 books from this Half Price Books that were like discounted thrillers that I'm really interested in reading, and then I also got 3 manga. Like I kind of hit the jackpot with the manga.
Manga section.
Yeah, like their manga section has always been hit or miss here for me, but this time around I found they had a few volumes in a series that I'm currently reading, and I was really excited because they were only like $6 each.
I have a lot of vinyls.
Yeah.
Back from the 70s and 80s. They said they'd take those too, so I'm going to bring those, and I have a big, huge box of all the CDs that my husband and I collected, and some from the girls when they were little, so...
Yeah, they're probably worth quite a bit now.
I think it's going to be interesting, so I think I definitely would like to come back, be interesting to see what happens there, but it's really nice they have the facility for people that have...
I know, because Half Price Books doesn't just take books. Like, you can sell them books, you can sell them games, like DVDs, music, like records, CDs, like all that.
Magazines, 8 tracks.
Yeah,
8
no,
tracks,
all of it.
I said I left mine in my car when I sold it.
Pretty cool, very informative.
Really nice.
Afternoon, very good day so far. And yeah, we're probably going to go and get lunch somewhere local around the area, and then we're going to head down to the Third Place Books.
Train ride just to see you, ride for hours just to please you.
All right, we just had lunch at the pizza spot. It was really good. I'm surprised.
Really delicious.
Yeah, I was impressed. They had some pizza that they like served by the slice at the counter, so I was like, is that gonna be like the situation? But we got to order a custom little pizza. It was so cute. It was actually really good. And the Caesar dressing was actually like
real Caesar.
Yeah, it was impressive.
And the cheese was real cheese, and so was the pepperoni.
Yeah.
Because you could see all the grease and stuff. So
yeah. It was like thin crust pizza too. Like, oh, that shit's so good.
It was really
so
good.
We just wrapped up lunch and now we're going to the bookstore. Ah! I hope it lives up to all the expectations, and I'm sure it will.
Especially just being with you, so.
Oh. All right, let's do it. Let's go.
I'm getting close to the sun.
Okay, we just got out of Third Place Books and like what the heck, that was such a cool bookstore.
It was really super cute.
Yeah.
It's not just a store.
It was huge. It's really cool. It's all like connected. It almost feels like an indoor
mall.
mini mall. There was like a huge food court in the back. It was a lot bigger in there than I was thinking it would be. I can see how they host a lot of author events here because they had like a whole stage in the back.
Yeah, they were preparing
and like
for somebody
tons
today.
of tables. Yeah, it looked like it said they were closing early tonight, and I'm wondering if they have some kind of event going on in there tonight. But that bookstore was so cool.
It was cute.
It was so awesome. They had huge. There was probably like 7 or 8 rows just of thriller books, which was like so cool. They had like a whole wall of horror. Like their horror section in here was a lot bigger than most bookstores that I go to, which is really cool. I also love they do like a lot of mixing in with like used books and new books on the shelves. So like every time you pull a book off the shelf, you can just check what the price is and see if it's like a new one or a used one.
Yeah.
And I found a few used ones that I was very excited about.
Yeah, they have all kinds of stuff in that food court area.
Yeah.
I was checking it out. They have all kinds of sprouts and herbs that they're out there on a
a cart.
Yeah, with the heat lamps or whatever, and you just go cut off what you want. They had all the names of them on the carts.
Yeah.
And so you could find out what they're all about.
Yeah, it was really cool. They had like a lot of huge posters too from like, I'm assuming like book events that they've hosted in the past. There was like posters everywhere on the wall. They had a true crime area that was really big, that like they're just general fiction books where it's like a huge selection. I think they said that they buy used books here too, which is also really cool.
Library downstairs.
Yeah, there's a library downstairs. Like what?
You can donate, and they have one where it's an honor system.
Yeah.
Kind of a cart where you just like put in, take out, or just put in, donate. So,
well, like I really wish I lived closer to this bookstore specifically, because it's almost like a 2-hour drive to get down here. But wow, it was worth it to come down here for the day. Like that was a really beautiful bookstore. Like probably like one of my top favorites I've seen in Washington so far.
It's really adorable.
Yeah, so that was amazing. I think you could see from some of the shots I was trying to get just how big that store was. Like wow, it could go on forever. Like I feel like you could literally spend all day in there.
That was fun, Gabs.
Yeah, that concludes our book shopping. Right now I think we're gonna go and check out one of the local coffee shops that's just around the area here that looks really cute, just because, you know, why not, on the way back home. And
when you're in the town, you got to check it all out.
Yeah. You didn't end up getting any books today?
No.
Or did you get anything today?
I got something.
Oh.
But
she got something.
I got something.
I got a pretty big haul of books today, not gonna lie, and I'm gonna show you them when I get home. So I'm glad that I got a little book haul today that I can share with you. But anyway, let's go get coffee.
As a young girl, it feels we're mine. We played hide and seek for hours, raised our shadows among the pines. So offshore, playful and free, without a care.
Okay, hello, I have made it back home. It's actually the next morning, but I am here to show you the little book haul that I got from all of the places yesterday. So the 2 books that I ended up picking up yesterday at Half Price Books include I Have Some Questions for You, as well as Murder in the Family. This is one that I've been interested in for quite some time. This one was actually nominated at the Goodreads Choice Awards last year. It was nominated in the mystery thriller category, and I've been really intrigued with this one ever since. So I saw they had this paperback there for only $7.99, so I just had to pick it up. The main reason why I'm really intrigued with this one is because it says that we follow a successful film professor and podcaster. It says something about how our main character, Bodhi, is trying to forget her past. It says that she had spent 4 years at a boarding school in New Hampshire and the murder of her former roommate. Then it says the school invites her back to teach a course, and she's starting to feel like maybe the real killer is still out there, like whoever killed her roommate. So not only does this have the boarding school and like the roommate died kind of like tropes, like I do love that kind of setup in a thriller, but also like the fact that she's a successful film professor and podcaster, I think that's so sick. I think this one might be really good on audio as well because it involves like the podcast element, so I think I will want to listen to this one on audio as well, but I'm so happy that I was able to pick up a physical copy of this. And then the other thriller that I picked up is Murder in the Family by Kara Hunter, and this one's also a pretty recently published thriller that I've been hearing about from some people. I can't remember who specifically recommended me this book, but I feel like a few people have mentioned that they think that I would really like this. This one says, mega best-selling British crime novelist Kara Hunter makes her American debut with a unique and wholly immersive thriller that puts the reader squarely in the center of the action. But this one, it takes place in December of 2003. It says we're following Luke Ryder, the stepfather of acclaimed filmmaker Guy Howard, was found dead in the garden of their suburban family home. Dude, what are the chances that this would also involve like a film person? Wow, I just really gravitate towards books like this, don't I? And then it says 20 years later, the sensational new streaming series Infamous is dedicated to investigating and perhaps cracking this famous cold case. The reason why I decided to pick up this physical copy yesterday is because it's kind of like mixed media. Like, do you see this? Like, I'm so excited. It looks like the entire story is told in like not only interview format, but there's a lot of like cool little pictures throughout it. What looks like text messages, news articles, like different photos. Like, I just think that's so cool. It does seem like this entire book is just a lot of like different mixed media and stuff like that. So I am obsessed with that. Like, I think that's gonna be really fun. And so I hope both of these end up being a fun time. They sound like things that could be right up my alley. And when I said that I hit the jackpot yesterday with the manga, I was not lying, because they had volumes 2, 3, and 4 of Happiness, which is a series that I've recently gotten into. Just did my 24 manga in 24 hours video pretty recently, and in that video I read Happiness volume 1, and I was saying how like I was immediately hooked. It was a 5-star for me. Like, I was immediately wanting to read more in the series. And for the past like month, I've been debating purchasing the second volume just off of like Right Stuff Anime. Then I saw there that they had volumes 2, 3, and 4 at the half price books, and all of these are in fairly good condition, and they were only $6 each. Like, I am so flabbergasted that I found these. Like, I'm so excited. This is a horror manga series, and it's all about vampires, which I think is so fun. It's actually from the same author, by the way, as Blood on the Tracks, which is like one of my favorite, you know, manga series ever. So like, I cannot wait to get more into these, and like, wow, what a steal that I was able to find all of these there. Like, that is incredible. So that concludes my little half price books haul. I feel like for the half price books, like, that was pretty good. I was really excited to find these there. And then after that, you know, we ended up going to the third place books, and I'm so dumb because I just realized yesterday that the third place books, there's actually 3 different locations in Washington. For some reason, whenever anybody was talking about third place books, I thought they were only talking about that third place books that's in Lake Forest Park, but it turns out there's actually 3 different locations. They have all the locations here on the side. So there's one in Lake Forest Park, there's one in Ravenna, I think that's how you say that, and then there's also one in Seward Park. And I think Seward Park is the one that's in like downtown Seattle, so I think Seward Park is probably the one where they host a lot of author events. But like, I didn't realize there was 3 different third place bookstores, so that's actually kind of cool, because then it'll give me the excuse to go and check those out at some point in the future. Like, for some reason I only thought there was one. I didn't think it was like a chain of bookstores, but I did end up picking up 3 different books from third place books. The first book that I ended up getting was Where Sleeping Girls Lie, because this one is a thriller. It's a young adult, actually, like thriller horror book that I've just been very excited for, because this one is actually from the same author as Ace of Spades, which is a young adult thriller that I read a couple years ago now that I actually really enjoyed. And so I've been highly anticipating this one, and like, the cover is just stunning. Like, it is so beautiful. This one is one that I'm really excited to read, because I think this one is also one that takes place at this like prestigious boarding school, and then it's about how her new roommate disappears after the first night. I don't know, I'm really excited for this because of how much I enjoyed Ace of Spades. I've just been really looking forward to this one, so I'm glad I was able to pick up a copy at that bookstore. I also decided to pick up a copy of The Memory Police, because I actually recently just saw Kayla over from Books and Lala. She just read this book recently for a video, and she was raving about it, and she gave it 5 stars, and just the way that she was talking about it made me super intrigued. I know this one is actually kind of like a backlist title. I think this one came out in the 90s. Oh yeah, duh, this one came out in 1994, because that's the video that Kayla was reading it for when she was trying to find a 5-star read from 1994, and this was the book that she ended up loving. And this one is from a Japanese author. I don't know genre-wise exactly like where this one falls. I think it does fall into more of like the literary fiction kind of category, but I love stories that kind of deal with like anything memory related. I think that's really interesting. And it says that this one takes place on an unnamed island, and it said objects are disappearing. It says most of the inhabitants are oblivious to these changes, while those few who are able to recall the lost objects live in fear of the memory police, who are committed to ensuring that what has disappeared remains forgotten. It sounds like it's gonna be something kind of intense and like right up my alley, so I can't wait to check out this one. And then the last book that I ended up picking up was actually True Crime Story by Joseph Knox. And this is one that is another thriller that I was really curious about, because my friend recently, Sarah from Sarah Without an H, when we were doing reading sprints together on Patreon, I asked her like, oh, what are your top 3 favorite thrillers? And she mentioned 2 that I can't remember what they were, but she mentioned 2 that I loved that were like, we agree on those those favorites. And then the third one that she mentioned was this one. And she said she really thought that I could like this one. She also said the audiobook's fantastic, so I do plan to read this one on audio as well whenever I get around to this. But they had it there for only $8.99. It was actually on like a bargain sale or whatever when I found it on the bookshelf, and I was so excited about that. And it's really cool because inside the book, there's a bookmark that came with it, as well as like the author's signature was in here. And for only $8, I was like, wow, that is so cool. This is a thriller that I honestly don't know too much about. It says, in the early hours of Saturday, December 17th, Zoe Nolan walked out of a party in the apartment where she'd been living for 3 months. She was 19 and she was a student at Manchester University, and she was never seen again. And then it says 7 years after her disappearance, struggling writer Evelyn Mitchell finds herself drawn into the mystery. Through interviews with her closest friends and family, she begins piecing together what really happened that night. Yeah, and so I think what Sarah was saying was cool about this book is that a lot of this book is also just told in like interview kind of format. And so I do think the audiobook would be such a cool experience. Wow, look at that. That is so cool. Dude, I love when books go the extra mile to have really cool like images throughout the book and cool shit like this for the different parts in the book. Like, I think that's so much fun. So it makes me really excited to check it out. But yeah, these were the 3 books that I ended up picking up from Third Place Books. And so yeah, that concludes my exciting little haul. Dude, I'm so excited for so many of these. Like, I can't believe I was able to get so many thrillers that I'm looking forward to. I'm really hoping that I can get to some of these very soon. I'm kind of curious to know what you think about this, because I was thinking, because some of these books are technically more like backlist books, you know, especially because like The Memory Police, like this one came out in 1994. So like a lot of these books, they are backlist books. So do you think that these books are books that I should be adding to my like backlist bonanza, like my spin the wheel? Because I know like the whole point for me of the backlist bonanza, I guess, is to read books that have been sitting on my shelves for a long time, right? Like that's kind of the point. But also because these books were published before this year, they're not exactly new releases. So I'm like, do I add these books to my little backlist bonanza wheel? Or would that be cheating because they're technically books that I just picked up that are like new to me? I don't know. Let me know your thoughts on that, because I'm seriously considering adding a few of these books to my little spin the wheel for the backlist bonanza, and hopefully I can get to read them soon at some point. But let me know what you think about that. And then also, thank you so much for watching this video. I really do love filming these like book shopping vlogs, you know, with my mom. I think they're a lot of fun for both of us. It gives us the chance to like get to go out and just like hang out for the day. There are still so many bookstores in the state of Washington that I would love to get to. I literally have a list, and there's like 60 bookstores, and I've only visited like less than half of them. So of course I would love to do another video like this at some point soon. I definitely want to do one this summer, maybe in June or July. So let me know if that's something you would like to see from me, and also let me know if you've read any of these books that I just hauled for this video. Let me know what you think about them, and thank you so much for watching as always, and I'll see you very soon with another video. Bye!